Welcome to the Western Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. My name is Jasmine. I'm going to serve as your facilitator for our session. Again, I want to thank you all for joining us. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. The first, you can use the Q&A button on your screen at any point to type questions to our panelists. Your camera and microphone are muted, so we're unable to hear or see you. Third, this is just one of many different sessions happening, so feel free to visit our registration site for additional sessions. And finally, this presentation is being recorded, so within about a week or so, you'll have access to this recording in case you miss anything. With that said, I want to turn it over to our amazing panelists from Emerson College. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thanks so much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can follow along with my PowerPoint. Hopefully everyone can see that just fine. So thanks everyone for taking just a couple of minutes to listen about Emerson. We are a pretty incredible school located right in the heart of Boston. I always say we're a little bit of a best of both worlds school in the sense that we are a city campus. We're located right in the urban heart of Boston in the theater district. So I'm actually sitting virtually in one of Emerson's amazing theaters right now. We were able to kind of take over three of these beautiful theater spaces that were built in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and revamp them back to historical standards. And that's one of the great things about being in the location that we are in, directly across from the Boston Commons as well. So you have that real city living sense, that real sort of urban environment, but in a much smaller, more campus-like setting. We have 12 buildings and a 2-block walking radius. So it literally takes maybe 10 minutes to walk the entire campus. So that's where I always say it's that best of both worlds feel, where you're really getting to have that city experience, but in this smaller, much more community-like environment. We are a school of about 3,800 students, so we are not a really gigantic place. It is kind of that nice sweet spot of size where you still are meeting some new people, but you know most of the other students that you see around you. Small classroom sizes. Our faculty are, for the most part, all working professionals in their field, so you're really getting to build that deeper relationship with them. We have students coming from all over the world. It's important to us that you have this big diversity of voices in your classroom experience, and so it's really, you see that within our university or college for sure, with the amount of students kind of coming from all over. And we have 5 resident centers on campus, so there are plenty of student housing for our students, so that they get that experience again of that more city living environment. We are a school that's deeply committed to the liberal arts. It's important to us that our students are able to be well-rounded, to be able to have an understanding of the world at large and what that means. Everybody will have that same first year experience with their liberal arts classes. Of course, their major classes will be different. And then from there, students get a lot of choices as far as the different kinds of courses that they want to take to meet their liberal arts requirements. With 4 years of C or higher in your high school math classes, we will waive our quantitative reasoning requirement, which is our math class. And if you have up to 3 levels of a foreign language, we'll waive that requirement as well. We basically break ourselves up across 2 different schools. We have our School of Communications and we have our School of Arts. And we have a pretty wide range of a variety of majors within the School of Communications, as you can see. We're incredibly well known for our artistic business program, for everything in communication studies, including political and sports communication, marketing, journalism. We also have a number of these global programs where students will actually spend 2 years of their college experience studying abroad. We do this both at Australia and as well as in Switzerland at Franklin University. So some unique opportunities for students there. And then we have our entire School of Arts. We're definitely known for theater, which is not a surprise, and also in the top 10 film schools in the country. Only college in the nation you can get a degree in comedic arts, a Bachelor of Fine Arts, and then also very strong in anything to do with writing. We also have a 3-year global program in film art, where students will spend 3 academic years studying in Paris, and then will spend their summers in Boston to be able to graduate within those 3 years. We also have a couple of different liberal arts interdisciplinary options where students are basically building their own degrees, combining across our majors, and then also a program where they're combining across our majors and including liberal arts. That way students can build that more interdisciplinary degree option, as we know so many students today are well-rounded. These are some of our global programs that we just talked about, beautiful campus experiences for our students. And then we also have a pretty wide range of minors. We want students to be able to have a pretty vast variety of what they can study. So things like podcasting, esports, political polling, a definitely wide range of that. And we have 2 other campuses. We own a beautiful campus in Los Angeles where students will spend a semester if they choose to, living in the building right in the heart of Hollywood and doing a very intense internship that often leads to a job position for students. We also own our own medieval castle in the Netherlands. It is a true castle with an inner and an outer moat, and students can live in that castle and take classes for a semester as well, along with a number of other global programs. We are a busy place. We have over 900 internships a year. We are D3 in sports. We also are part of the Pro Arts Consortium, so students can take classes at any of the other Pro Arts Consortium area schools as an Emerson student. That includes things like Berklee College of Music and some other incredible opportunities for students. We are a school that cares deeply about you being able to attend Emerson and be able to afford it. We do require the FAFSA as well as the CSS profile. We do look at all students automatically for scholarships. You do not need to do anything additional to be eligible for those. And we are a Common App school, so the easiest way to apply is using the Common App. We offer early decision, early action, as well as regular decision as the options for students to be able to apply. We are test optional. We have been since 2017 and will continue to be test optional. Some majors will require an additional piece of the puzzle. So, theater will require auditions, comedic arts will have a portfolio requirement. We do not require a portfolio for our media arts production, though we strongly recommend it. And I'll make sure that all of you have my contact information as well, so feel free to reach out to me. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and pop them in that Q&A. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emerson College. Up next, we have Wheaton College.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jason LaPerriere, and I'm an Associate Director of Admission at Wheaton and the West Coast representative. I'm excited to tell you all a little bit more about Wheaton College. In a nutshell, we are a small private liberal arts college. We have students coming to campus from across the country and around the world. Just over 10% of our students are coming to campus from international locations. We're an undergraduate focused institution, so we focus on undergraduate majors. We don't offer graduate programs on our campus, so undergrads are front and center. With the average class size between 15 and 20 students, courses are generally discussion-based seminar style. And all of Wheaton's courses are faculty taught, with 90% of faculty having the doctorate or terminal degree in their field. In terms of location, we're located in Norton, Massachusetts, which is consistently ranked among the top 10 safest communities in the United States, about 20 miles north of Providence, Rhode Island, 35 miles south of Boston. So really offers students the best of both worlds in terms of having access to 2 of New England's largest cities through the train station, which is about 10 minutes away from our campus, while also enjoying the safe distance from densely populated areas, especially during the pandemic. Just a quick couple shots of our campus. It spans about 400 acres, has a very traditional New England campus feel. In terms of rankings and recognition, we've been placed among the top 50 national liberal arts colleges by the Times Higher Education Wall Street Journal publication. This is one of my favorite rankings because it really focuses on student satisfaction, not only of our current students, but also of our graduates in terms of how they feel Wheaton prepared them for life after graduation. Wheaton's also been recognized for many other aspects of the experience, including return on investment, our science facilities, diversity and inclusion, the number of graduates receiving Fulbright scholarships, and promoting gender equality. In terms of aspects that really help to differentiate Wheaton from other small liberal arts colleges you might be looking at, one is definitely our campus curriculum. Our campus curriculum is unique in that it is almost entirely open, which really promotes a high degree of flexibility. Students work very closely with their faculty and academic advisors to craft an educational experience that is unique to them instead of simply completing a standardized set of general education requirements. So in terms of the general structure of the curriculum, there are only 3 requirements that all students need to complete: an interdisciplinary first-year experience course, a sophomore year experience course, which will be experiential in some way, not a traditional class. It might be an internship, research, study abroad, but it will definitely have an experiential component to it. Third and final requirement is that all students have a major and complete the requirements for that major. There are also a number of optional components that students can take advantage of, including honors programs, double majoring, which is quite popular with over 100 majors and minors. Double majoring is quite popular. 25 to 30% of our students in any given year will double major. Right now, top top 3 majors include business, biology, and psychology, which definitely spans a range of disciplines and underscores the strength across all of our different programs. One other differentiating factor for Wheaton is our Wheaton Edge program. Through the Wheaton Edge, we guarantee every single one of our students a funded internship or research experience by the time they reach senior year. So 2 big promises coming through the Wheaton Edge. One is that you'll have that meaningful internship or research opportunity going into your senior year. The other is that it will be funded. We don't want students put in a difficult position having to choose between an amazing unpaid internship and a potentially less exciting, less fulfilling paid internship. Students can take the unpaid option and be compensated by the college. The average 8-week summer internship compensated with a $3,000 stipend from Wheaton. In terms of the on-campus experience, one of my favorite aspects of being at Wheaton is how involved students get in the community, joining clubs and organizations. We offer 100+ student clubs and organizations, 21 NCAA Division III athletic programs. We have about 25% of our students are involved in varsity athletics. Our campus is very residential. In a typical year, 96% of our students are living on campus. We have 19 residence halls, as well as 16 student-run theme houses on campus, which I sort of describe as clubs with housing. As I wrap up the Wheaton experience, certainly want to highlight our students' success when they leave campus and graduate, 97% meeting success within 6 months of graduation. In terms of graduate school placement, it is worth noting that about half of our students will enroll in graduate school within 5 years of graduating, even though that number is a little bit smaller coming right out after graduation. In terms of the application process, we are a common application institution and also test optional and have been for over 25 years. That's not new to us in the age of the pandemic. Incredibly holistic review process, taking into account everything that you're submitting to us, which could include an optional portfolio or any supplemental materials you feel will give us a better sense of your ability to succeed at Wheaton. In terms of dates and application programs, we offer early decision, early action, regular decision programs, and there's a quick snapshot on your screen of our admitted student profile. In terms of financial aid, we offer merit-based aid as well as need-based financial aid. There's nothing separate you have to do to be considered for merit-based scholarship. Also worth noting that the vast majority of our students are receiving some form of merit scholarship as part of the review process. So things to remember about us, definitely that flexible education model, the guaranteed internship funding, close-knit student community, and generous merit scholarships to make affordability, make attending Wheaton a real possibility for students that wish to attend. So go ahead and scan that QR code if you'd like to check out our visit opportunities. We'd love to see you at one of our upcoming virtual events. Thanks so much for your attention.
Thank you, Wheaton College. Up next, we have Suffolk University.
Hello, thank you so much. Let me get my screen share going. My name is Patrick Dean, and I'm the admission counselor for California for Suffolk University. And we are located right in the middle of downtown Boston. Once I head over to my next slide, you can see exactly where we're located on the map. So if you've ever been to the city and gone to some of the historical sites like the Granary Burying Ground where Paul Revere, Sam Adams are buried, or went to see the old State House where the Boston Massacre happened, walking down the Freedom Trail, most likely you've actually been right through the middle of our campus. And being downtown, it really opens up the city to our students. As you can see right below here, we're surrounded by all the different sports teams, museums, companies, industry, everything there around our campus that students can get hands-on experience with. Just as much as you're a Suffolk University student, you're a Bostonian at the exact same time. The next slide that I have right over here touches upon all the majors that we have. Some of the most popular majors involve anything really going into business. So really going into entrepreneurship, different concentrations in marketing, management, or even going for something like big data and business analytics, which is a field that has been rapidly expanding lately. A lot of our students also love to go into something like psychology, or some of our more niche majors like radiation therapy, where you're dealing with chemotherapy. For example, we have students working at Mass Gen right now, or doing interior design, where some of our students go into the city of Boston and get their hands on opportunities working in some of the buildings that we have here. Also, we have a lot of our students come in as law and take advantage of our 3+3 program, where you can do 3 years as an undergraduate student and then jump straight into 3 years of a JD, where you can get your bachelor's degree and JD in a total of 6 years. We also have accelerated master's programs where you can do your 4 years of undergrad and jump straight into 1 year to get a master's degree to really accelerate you through that process. Right now, between the College of Arts and Sciences and the Sawyer Business School, we have just about 4,983 undergraduate students. We like to keep our class size right about 21, and we have an average student faculty ratio of 15:1. Probably my favorite statistic about us is 99% of our students are working or in graduate school within a year after graduation. And with the 70 undergraduate programs we have in the 2 different schools, it's very easy for students to take majors and take classes in the different schools. For example, we have a lot of our students who end up doing something like graphic design, but then they want to go and take a couple marketing courses, especially students love taking digital marketing with that. So it's very easy to do that, where you can do graphic design, take a couple classes, a minor, or even double major in marketing along the way. Academics is going to be the keystone to any college experience, but it's not going to be the only thing about your college experience. We have just over 100 clubs that students can get involved in. I think the 3 biggest ones right now are Video Gamers Army, Women in Business, and Black Student Union. And right now we have a bunch of leadership opportunities and leadership programs for students, like the Student Government Association, where they do a lot of great work promoting different events on campus, helping out the clubs that we have. And they've done different things like bringing Tory Lanez and Post Malone to campus for concerts, which is really fun. Or you can really be a Bostonian, take part in Dancing with the Stars, where you can end up dancing with some famous Bostonians here. We also offer a ton of alternative break trips, like going down to fight for racial justice in DC and Maryland, going down to DC for LGBTQ advocacy, going out to the Grand Canyon. We've been going overseas to Myanmar and Cambodia, working with affordable housing and Habitat for Humanity. We also have 19 NCAA Division III teams. We are in the Commonwealth Coastal Conference. We're pretty new to the conference this year. We just won a couple championships recently in the old conference, the GNAC one. You can actually see our men's baseball team with their championship banner right up there. Kind of quick cool story about our athletics right now. Our women's ice hockey coach was actually playing in the NWHL bubble for the Buffalo Buttes when they were open for the Isabel Cup. She was the only NCAA coach to play in the National Women's Hockey League that year. And she was doing a great thing where all the proceeds from her shirt that she sold for the team would be donated to a great organization on campus, Suffolk Cares, to help students in need. We also have a bunch of study abroad and international experience opportunities. Probably the keystone of that is going to be our Madrid campus, where you can go for as little as a week to as much as 4 years if you want to do something like international relations. That week-long trip is our Global Gateway program, where you can take your first year spring break and spend it at the Madrid campus. It's really a fantastic opportunity for students who may not know if they want to travel abroad or know of the Madrid campus, are a little bit interested in it, but have never really thought too much about it. It's a great way to get your feet wet and see if you like those international experiences. It's something I absolutely recommend to every single student. We're also partnered with over 50 universities all over the world. And right now, of our student population, 19% of our students come from overseas, 34% identify as students of color, and we have just over 20 cultural affinity organizations to really help promote all the diversity that we have on campus. For our application, we require the Common App or the Suffolk application. We need your high school transcript, essay, 1 letter of recommendation, and we are SAT, ACT optional. So if you feel like your test scores don't represent you, you don't have to send them. If you do feel like your scores represent you and you're very proud of your test scores, you can absolutely send them to us. We take self-reported scores too. So all you have to do is send us that screenshot of your scores and you're good to go. Just make sure that your name is on it. But if you choose not to submit them, it will not hurt you in any way, shape, or form. Our deadlines are right over here. November 15th is going to be early action and regular decision is February 15th. Any seniors right now, I believe we pushed our date back to March 15th. So you still have 1 more day to submit that application if you're still on the fence about it. All applications are automatically considered for merit-based aid, and all we need is the FAFSA for need-based aid. My email is right here, pdean2@suffolk.edu. If you need anything at all, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have the University of Mass, Lowell.
Hi everyone, I'm Joanne Germano with the University of Massachusetts Lowell. I am your representative. I'm actually from Massachusetts, so I can tell you the weather, but I'm based in San Diego. So here is my contact information. Feel free to take it down. I'll also include it in the chat at the end. I like to start with a video because chances are you probably haven't seen or heard too much of our campus, so I like to give you more information that way, and then I'll talk more about UMass Lowell.
The University of Massachusetts Lowell is a nationally ranked public research university committed to transforming hardworking students into leaders and innovators. With more than 120 majors and more than 70 master's and doctoral programs, UMass Lowell is renowned for its excellence in engineering, computer science, criminal justice, healthcare, and entrepreneurship. Integrated throughout the historic mill city of Lowell, Massachusetts, UMass Lowell's 18,300 students study in world-class facilities on a vibrant, modern campus. The UMass Lowell Riverhawks compete in the NCAA's Division I, led by its perennial powerhouse men's hockey team. UMass Lowell's focus on co-ops, internships, and experiential learning help explain why its alumni enjoy among the highest starting and mid-career salaries for public university graduates in the nation.
So our campus we're a four-year public research university. We're just 25 miles north of Boston. We're actually right on the Merrimack River, a very scenic campus, but an open urban campus too. But also you get the small town, college town feel with our concerts, our restaurants, mom and pop restaurants, family-owned businesses right in Lowell. You can get a direct flight into Boston, jump on the train, and get to our campus within about 35 to 40 minutes. So you won't need a car. It's really easy to get around. In undergrad, we're a little over 11,000 undergraduates, but we have over 500 full-time professors. So our average class size is 25 students. Everything is very hands-on. We have over 100 programs you can choose from. Everything is direct entry. We even have a direct entry nursing program in as little as 3.5 years where you can earn your bachelor's. Our more popular majors are going to be engineering, science, and business. We are the first school in the country to have plastics engineering. Those students do a lot of work with prosthetics. Currently, we have 100% job placement rate in that program. We also have 8 recording studios on campus. We have a sound recording technology major that's really popular. Our students come from over 100 different countries, all 50 states. We're about 38% students of color. We also do a lot of 4+1 tracks. So if you're interested in anything in the STEM, business, criminal justice, psychology, you can do a bachelor's and a master's in just 5 years. If you're interested in the STEM too, we have a You Teach track where you can take 6 extra classes and earn a teaching credential at the middle school and high school level. We're a heavy co-op school, so if you want to study anything in the STEM, business, criminal justice, psychology, you will do a paid internship called a co-op. These take place typically in your junior year where you make $25 to $30 an hour over a 3 to 6 month time frame. Because of our co-op program, 95% of our students are employed within 6 months of graduation. Raytheon owns a floor of our engineering facility. They hire a lot of our students right after graduation. Right now we have 200 different company partners. So most of them are actually back west in California and Nevada. So I always tell students from the West Coast, you can get your degree from us in Massachusetts and come back to California or Nevada with a job because most of our companies are located in your area. If you're interested in any of the healthcare options, we do work at Massachusetts General Hospital, the Boston Children's Hospital, and the Leahy Clinic, which are nationally ranked hospitals. So you can shadow a lot of top doctors and nurses in the country. In terms of campus life, we are Division I in athletics. We're in the America East Conference, so our games are very exciting. Being a New England school, our ice hockey team draws the most fans. Those games are a lot of fun. In a normal year, we have 10 concerts. We've had Drake and Billy Joel come to campus to perform, as well as Snoop Dogg. We've also had Oprah on campus 2 falls ago to help fundraise scholarships for our students. We study abroad in over 300 locations among 40 different countries, and we have scholarships to help cover the cost to study abroad too. In terms of the application, we're on the Common App. We also have a Coalition app or our own application. You can fill out whichever you choose, but we are looking for a strong B average. Our averages are right on the screen, but we're also test optional. Our scholarships will be included in your acceptance packet, so there's no additional application that you have to fill out to be awarded Meritly. Also, we do offer a fly-in program. We're hoping to bring that back next year for our students from the West Coast, where you can spend a full weekend on campus at our expense. I'd love to talk to you more about UMass Lowell, but now we are going to Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With that said, we are going to transition to our next presenter, which is the Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences.
Thank you. Share my screen with you. Okay, Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences was founded nearly 200 years ago as the oldest university in the city of Boston. Primarily as just a pharmacy school, and then expanded into everything else in the medical world, including a lot of direct entry and pathway programs, such as a dual Bachelor's of Science to Medical Doctorate, a BS/MD, that's known as. Medical doctor focuses on specific symptoms of the human body. The doctor of osteopathic medicine focuses on the entire body, although they're licensed the same today. That too is a pathway. It's called a BSDO, both 8 years. Another 8-year pathway medical program is the dual Bachelor's of Science to Veterinary Medicine, along with dental medicine, all 8 years. 6-year direct entry programs include pharmacy, physician's assistant, physical therapy, occupational therapy, optometry. If you look at the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a lot of 3-year accelerated 4-year degree programs. Those include nursing, ultrasound, radiation therapy, radiography, nuclear medicine technology, to name a few. We do have traditional 4-year programs that lead into a master's degree. Those include healthcare business, healthcare psychology, public health, biology, chemistry, and health sciences. And really every student here at the University of Pharmacy and Health Sciences has a team of people working around them. 91% of these folks hold the highest degrees within their discipline. These are professors, these are academic coaches, these are academic advisors, these are financial aid counselors, these are admissions counselors, and a plethora of resources surrounding students to enable them if they're having difficulty in any one area or another. Some of the most frightening courses, I think, in any medical program are going to be organic chemistry, and for nursing students, that's going to be pathopharmacy. But we do have help. 98% of our students pass their boards, 100% get jobs, 80% that want to go on to med school, vet school, and dental school do. And we hold on to 95% of our students. We really work hard to focus our students and immerse them in the area in terms of internships and research opportunities. We're adjacent to Harvard Medical School. We're surrounded by the 6 Harvard teaching hospitals of Boston. Our students, and whether you're studying to be a PA or a PT or a doctor or a vet or a pharmacist or a nurse, you're going to get experience in specialized areas such as HIV, cancer, diabetes, pediatric oncology, nuclear medicine, ambulatory care, drug and research development, diabetes, pediatric diabetes, etc. A lot of opportunities. Interprofessional education. One example would be maybe our healthcare psychology students working with our dental students and understanding the psychology of a patient. You're going to have, one pharmacist, an anesthesiologist, a doctor, a nurse, a physician's assistant. They're all going to share one patient. So we'd rather have you work together right now and understand what each one does to make you better at what you do. We're a member of the Colleges of the Fenway. So if Mass Art has a class, even though you're a PA major and you're interested in art and you want to pick a class or two in that, to no additional cost, you certainly can. It's part of your education. So cross-registration, also clubs on top of the 50 clubs and organizations, 26 club sports and fraternities and sororities on our campus. You can definitely taste a little bit of what the other colleges of the Fenway offer. They are Emmanuel, Mass Art, Simmons, and Wentworth Institute of Technology. And rolling on to campus housing. Campus housing, I think, has improved over the years, definitely. They're all wired in terms of wireless capabilities for your technology, your computer, and all the things you need to to do your job here and as you pursue your degree. On top of that, there are dorms that are more suite style where you get your own kitchen and bathroom, and pretty nice, much different than when I went to school, that's for sure. We use the common application, free to apply, no application fee. We're SAT, ACT optional. You certainly can submit the SATs and ACTs. I'm not going to stop you, and we'll evaluate it for sure if you'd like us to. Just know that it's optional, so you don't have to. It's completely your call. We look for the Common App. We look for a high school transcript, a letter of recommendation, and an essay. Deadlines to remember and dates. I should say dates and deadlines, sorry. Early action 1 is November 1. Early action 2 is December 1, and regular decision is February 1st. Those are all not binding. So if admitted, especially in the early actions, if you're admitted early action 1 or early action 2, it's not binding. You still have wings. You're free to fly and go to any school and apply and accept offers. We don't bind under all of our deadlines. We don't bind anybody to a decision. You're free to do what you want where you want to go. Just keep in mind that we're a private school, 95, no out-of-state tuition fees, 95% of our students receive scholarships and financial aid. And certainly we provide somewhere roughly around 25 million a year in scholarships and financial aid. So just keep in mind this date for the financial aid priority deadline. That would be your FAFSA. And then May 1st is the regular decision candidate reply date. That's the application portal. It's going to let you know when your application the review of it is complete. I've mentioned the scholarships before. Here they are. They're based on a variety of different things, such as clubs and organizations, community involvement, sports, music, a variety of different kinds of things. It's often advantageous and wise when you're filling out your application. Make sure that you ensure to put everything in there so you can have a complete and thorough, successful review of your application. I'll put my email in the chat box for you, but that's me. You live in Los Angeles County in Pasadena, California, and look forward to communicating with you in the future. Now I'm going to kick it back to our host to bring up the next presenter.
Thank you, Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. Up next, we have UNC Pembroke.
Hello, thank you so much. Let me just get my screen pulled up. All right, so shifting parts of the country a little bit. My name is Nancy Reading. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions at UNC Pembroke. And so we're located in North Carolina, and we're gonna also start off with a short video to give you an idea of what our campus is like.
The University of North Carolina at Pembroke is centrally located between Charlotte, Raleigh, and Myrtle Beach, and our walking campus has everything a student needs. If you're staying in campus housing, you won't even need a car. In addition to Cypress, Pine, Belk, North, and Oak, our traditional residence halls, there are several apartment complexes on and adjacent to campus. Lumbee Hall, the central administration building, is home to Brave Central, your one-stop shop for admissions, financial aid, registrar, and the cashier's office. All of your student administrative needs taken care of by one team in one convenient place. For food and fun, check out the Chavis University Center, where you'll find the main dining hall, bowling, billiards, many indoor events, and more. A short walk across the UC lawn puts you in the Jones Health and Physical Education Center, which hosts our Division II athletics as well as exercise facilities and the Aquatic Center. For the highest quality entertainment, the Givens Performing Arts Center brings Broadway and professional entertainers right to you. If mealtime finds you at the north end of campus, Papa John's and Einstein Brothers Bagels have you covered with meal plan takeout or dine in if you want to eat and study or simply relax. On the south end of campus, kick back by the water feature with snacks from Starbucks, or cross the bridge to Cafe 641 inside the library, where you will also find a variety of comfortable study areas, including tech-enabled collaborative spaces. The University of North Carolina at Pembroke has everything you can need in walking distance. For an interactive campus tour with location photos and videos, visit uncp.edu/virtual tour. For admissions information, visit uncp.edu/admissions.
So that just gives you an opportunity to kind of see our campus a little bit more for yourself. As you can tell from the video, our campus is very compact. And so it's easy to get around whether you have a car or not. We are considered a medium-sized institution with a total enrollment of about 8,200 students, 6,400 being undergraduate students. We offer 41 different undergraduate programs and 18 graduate programs. The University of North Carolina at Pembroke has a rich history. Diversity is a huge part of our campus, as we were the only institution in the US founded by American Indians, originally for American Indian students. So that's definitely a rich part of our heritage. We also like to keep our class sizes small. So we have an average class size of 20 and a student to faculty ratio of 18:1. UNCP has a vibrant student life with 100+ clubs and organizations, including an extremely involved Greek life, study abroad opportunities, our living learning communities, and a lot of service learning. Our campus is big on service and giving back to our community. We also are an NCAA Division II school, offering a variety of sports, including basketball, baseball, cross country, swimming, track and field, volleyball, wrestling, softball, and soccer. UNCP is also considered a North Carolina Promise institution. This is a great thing for students, especially those coming from out of state. It means that our out of state tuition per year is capped at $5,000. Our fees are $24.90. Room and meal plan living on campus about $9,300. And so we also require all students living on our campus to have health insurance. So we do build in a health insurance premium per year of $2,600. If you already have health insurance, you can certainly submit documentation and have that fee waived. So if you don't need health insurance, that brings your total cost per year down to about $17,000 a year. We also offer a variety of scholarships for students, so we encourage you to apply on our Brave Assist scholarship portal after you've been admitted, and then of course to always submit your FAFSA. Pathway to UNCP, we are currently test optional, so the portion about taking the test no longer really applies. The entire UNC system is text optional for the upcoming year. Complete your application online, choose a major, and then become a Brave. And then of course, we're going to help you get from starting college all the way to your career. If you have questions about University of North Carolina at Pembroke, I really encourage you to ask them in the chat. We're a wonderful place to live and study in a beautiful area. So I really hope that you'll consider becoming a Brave. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of our amazing panelists. So this concludes the presentation portion of our session today, but I would like for all of our panelists to return. Feel free to turn on your camera. And I'm going to pose a couple questions to our panelists. With that said, to all of our attendees, feel free to continue adding questions in that Q&A session. And our panelists will do their best to respond to those questions before our session concludes today. So, with that said, we'll have all of our panelists respond in the order in which they presented. So we'll start with Emerson first. But the question is, give an interesting or fun fact about your school or your college, university.
Well, I already sort of ruined it by talking about the castle because that's always our most fun fact is the castle. But the other thing that I think is incredibly unique about us, we are the only college or university in the nation that has our own student-run award show. It's actually pretty incredible. They walk a purple carpet. It's run just like the Oscars or the Emmys. We could not, of course, call it the Emmys, so it's called the Evvies. But it is the largest multi-plane camera student award show anywhere in the entire world, which is really cool.
Fun fact, we are one of 2 Wheaton colleges in the United States where we literally have the same name by accident. They're named after the town that they're located in Illinois, and we are named after our founder. So if you're doing any Googling or heading to our website, be mindful that, that there are 2 and they are unaffiliated.
So just like Emerson, I usually say like our Madrid campus for our fun fact there, but kind of a cool fact about Suffolk, you can see kind of right behind me right there is Tremont Street. And I always joke around and say students who come to Suffolk end up turning into Boston sports fans. because when a team wins a championship, they take the parade right down our street. So we actually end up having to cancel classes for the day. So it's kind of fun to see students end up rooting for the Boston teams to be like, oh, come on, let's win. So the parade can go right down our street. So that's kind of a fun fact about us.
And then at UMass Lowell, a recent fun fact is we've had a big push on growing green. Right now we are a sustainable university, one of the top in New England, but one of the big pushes has been where we've incorporated sheep to help mow our lawns.
At Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, I'd say the fun fact is that we're the oldest university in the city of Boston, first college/university established in the city.
I guess my fun fact, since I already covered our American Indian history, probably related to current times, is we are one of the few universities in the US that has been on campus for fall and our spring semester with pretty much 0 COVID cases. So our students have been really safe and they've been able to attend classes in person following guidelines. So that's been a pretty great thing for us for this year to keep that going.
Thank you all for sharing. So one final question. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And again, we'll start with Emerson.
Thanks so much. I always kind of give the same tip, and it's probably easier said than done, but to relax, take a deep breath. It should be fun. It should be something where you're actually engaged and enjoying it. And I know it's stressful, but try to make it fun. Try to give yourself that time to kind of really breathe through it, have it be fun. It is a one-time kind of period in your life, and it always will work out. So just enjoy the process.
Some great advice for sure. I'm glad I had a backup one. That was going to be mine. But I would say be as organized as you can. It will make your life easier. You know, when you're visiting campuses, make photo folders for them. You know, when you're taking notes, you know, make sure you organize it by schools. You know, the worst thing is to visit 10 schools and then you're confused about which school was which. So try to organize yourself best you can. You'll be grateful at the back end of it.
Yeah, my biggest piece of advice for students is number one, doing exactly what you're doing right now. Looking at a diverse range of schools, just a good idea. Looking at big schools, small schools, city schools, and looking all over the place for schools. And on top of that too, utilize your admissions counselors. We're seriously here to help you as much as we can. That's why our title is admission counselors, not denial counselors. We really want to do everything we can to help you get into our schools.
And kind of to echo what was already said, but don't be nervous. Remember that we were in your shoes once. I know it's easier said than done to be nervous and be afraid, but reach out to us almost as if we're your friend, because we can advocate for you for scholarships to help get you into our universities. But don't be afraid to email us, to call us, and just to ask direct questions about our universities with us.
I'm going to say the same thing. Just reach out to the admissions office. We are here to help you. And just as Joanne said, and others before her, you know, it should be fun. It shouldn't be nerve-wracking. Each and every year we meet with so many students. I mean, they make me nervous. And I'm as laid back as it comes. So honestly, it's not that bad. There are worse things in life. And soon, you know, tough decisions will come. They're good, but they may be tough. But this is not one of them. You know, do your research, reach out to us. We're here to help, and have fun.
I would say definitely think about your fit when it comes to a university. If a rural school is more for you, or a city school, or size wise, think about the way that you learn best and the environment that you learn best in. When you're looking for that fit, don't necessarily choose a school simply because your friend thinks it's going to be a great choice. What they need in a university is not necessarily what you need in a university. So y'all can still stay friends. You don't necessarily have to live in the same dorm room.
Thank you all for that amazing advice. With that said, that concludes our college fair for today, but I do have a few closing announcements. So as you close our Zoom session today, a survey will appear. It's approximately 4 questions, but please respond to this survey. It's very useful for us in improving the college fair in the future. Again, I would encourage you all to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this recording will be available within about a week or so at strivescan.com/WACAC. Again, thank you all so much for joining us. I hope everyone has a great evening.